I messed up by realizing my husband and I have been miscommunicating for years. We've been together 9 years, married 3, and this whole time I genuinely thought he was just underwhelmed by me. He's not a cold guy. He's warm, he's attentive, he shows up. He remembers every little thing I mention in passing. He'll drive 40 minutes out of his way to get me the specific coffee I like. By every measure, he is a good husband. But the words that came out of his mouth never matched any of that. For years I told myself I was being too sensitive, that I needed to stop fishing for compliments, that I was the problem. Every time I cooked dinner, he'd say, "That works." Not, "Wow, this is delicious." Not, "I love this." Just, "That works." Like I had submitted a report and it met the minimum requirements. I wore a dress to his best friend's engagement party that I had saved up for. Spent weeks finding. He looked at me getting ready and said, "Looks fine." I almost changed. I almost stayed home. I surprised him for his birthday with a weekend trip to this little cabin in the mountains. Hiking, no phones, wood-burning fireplace, the whole thing. Something I had planned for 2 months. His response when I told him was not bad, not bad. I sat with that for days. I started keeping a mental list. Every milestone, every effort, every moment I tried to show him I loved him, and the flat, half-hearted response I got back, I started pulling back, stopped trying as hard. About 8 months ago I started therapy. Not couples therapy, my own private therapy, because I was convinced something was broken in me, that I had somehow married a man who just didn't feel things very deeply, and I needed to figure out how to be okay with that. I spent session after session describing his responses. My therapist kept asking how that made me feel. I kept saying small. I felt small all the time. My husband knew I was going to therapy and never asked why. I thought that proved my point. Turns out he just assumed I had my own stuff to work through and was giving me space. That is so perfectly him and I didn't even see it. Then 2 weeks ago we're at the grocery store on a Sunday. Nothing special, just grabbing stuff for the week. I reach for pasta and grab the wrong brand by accident, the off-brand one. And before I can put it back, he goes, "Oh, that works actually. That's my favorite kind." I stopped moving. I just stood there in the middle of the aisle holding a box of pasta staring at